Albolene has been shaking some things up in their skincare products, and we are going to get into it today. We're going to review their new products, but before doing that, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and turn your bell notifications on, because that way YouTube will let you know as soon as my videos go live, so you don't miss out on my skincare product reviews or any of my other skincare content. You guys who have been here for a while, you know I rather enjoy Albolene's moisturizing cleanser. It is a cleansing balm, and it's been around since 1885. Works well for dissolving makeup, water-resistant sunscreen. I love it. I know a lot of you guys love it. It's especially good if you have dry, dermatitic skin. Your skin is maybe inflamed, raw, red. Maybe you have eczema and you're experiencing a flare. And I find a lot of people who have mature skin and tend to be on the drier side really like this for a makeup remover. But I also find that a lot of people hate it. A main reason why I think a lot of people hate this product, their original one, is because it doesn't have any emulsifiers in it. Emulsifiers are typically added to cleansing balms so that it makes them easier to rinse off. For that reason, because it doesn't have those, it can leave the skin feeling like there is an oily residue, especially if you use too much. But a lot of people, especially those who have oily skin, they don't like that. The original formula, which still exists, has mineral oil, petrolatum, paraffin, sericin, which is a wax, and beta carotene. That is the old formula. You can still buy it, $9.74 for 12 ounces. A lot of y'all noticed that Albolene came out with a new cleansing balm, the hydrating cleansing balm. Woohoo! Super exciting, right? I don't know. I've been trying it out, and honestly, I can't tell that it's any different from the original formula. Perhaps there's a little bit more of an elegance to the spread on the skin. In terms of ingredients, they added some ingredients. Still got mineral oil, it's still got petrolatum, it's still got paraffin, it's still got sericin, but they threw in jojoba seed oil, shea butter, and corn oil. And it also still has beta carotene. So it's a bit smoother, a bit silkier, a bit softer in terms of its glide, its spread, the consistency, the texture on the skin, but it performs exactly the same. So if you love the moisturizing cleanser and you're wondering about this, I would not abandon that for this. Why? Because the original one is $9.74, as I said, for 12 ounces. This new one is $11.25 for 6 ounces. So you're paying more for a smaller volume of product, and you're basically paying more for that jojoba and shea and corn oil. But the product performs exactly the same. There's still no emulsifiers, so if you're somebody who hated the original formula, you hated that residue that it can leave behind, don't bother with this. It does exactly the same thing. You're not getting anything unique here in terms of performance or anything of that sort. It is, put your blinders on, you're not gonna know the difference. Only if you are really, really carefully paying attention side by side are you possibly gonna appreciate that slightly more silky consistency. But truthfully, that little tweak, is it really worth the extra coin? I would say probably not, in my opinion. I don't think you're really getting much else. Honestly, while this is not bad, and I like it just as much as I like the original moisturizing cleanser, it works well. I would say, honestly, like, I'm a little bummed. I feel like, what have they really come out with here? They're just creating another version of what already exists and works so that they can market it as a hydrating cleansing balm. Come on, Albolene. This is no different than the moisturizing cleanser. They both are pretty much the same thing. Yeah, there's some slightly different ingredients, work the same. This does a good job though, removing water-resistant sunscreen, makeup, same as the other one. Like I said, they're no different. All right, let's talk about the residue though that these can leave behind on the skin, which a lot of people don't like. I happen to think this is a very nice effect for people who've got facial eczema, very prone to dryness, skin irritation. If your skin is very irritated, many people who have rosacea, their skin is really sensitive to harsh cleansers, and so I think you might actually like this because that mineral oil aspect of it that leaves behind a bit of a residue, it's almost like a skin softening effect that helps counteract any unnecessary barrier disruption from cleansing. You do need to use a mild cleanser to take this off. Now the product tells you to use a small amount. Again, if you use too much, it's really where you can get a residue. Spread it all over the skin to break up that cosmetic residue, and then take a washcloth or a towel and wipe everything off. Now, I've been experimenting around with this again for a while. It's been a while since I've used Albolene, but I really like Albolene personally. Previously, I have always used it by spreading it on my skin and then getting in the shower and washing it off with a gentle cleanser. But I was experimenting around using it at my sink. Be careful, because particularly if you use too much of either the new one or the old moisturizing cleanser, it really kind of gunks up your sink a bit and makes a mess. That I'd never really paid much attention to until I've just been experimenting around. So it can kind of gunk up your sink, because there's no emulsifier in there to help it rinse away. And when you use it, you'll notice if you get a lot of it all over your hands, that when you go to rinse your hands off, it's almost like you've got a layer of Vaseline on there. The water is going to beat up on the surface of the skin. So don't use too much. But who I think really gets along well with Albolene, whether it be the new cleanser, which we're talking about here, or the old one, are people who've got very dry, eczema-prone skin, especially if you're in the middle of a flare. If you've got contact dermatitis, but you need something to remove mascara, makeup, this works well. I think people who wear a lot of heavy makeup for theater, for your job, or maybe you work at the Mac counter and they make you wear all that makeup, and I think you'll find that this does a trick in terms of breaking up that foundation. A lot of people love it, but a lot of people don't like it. But they came out with a hydrating daily cleanser. Very creamy on the hydrating side, in that it doesn't leave the skin feeling squeaky clean or irritated. It's very nice, very mild, hardly any lather to it whatsoever. But if you were thinking of getting this to double cleanse away the residue of this, I don't think they pair together particularly well, honestly. But if you're somebody who does have very dry skin, you don't wear cosmetics, you just wear your sunscreen or whatever, I think if you're looking for a creamy cleanser that's very mild, very eczema friendly, try this out. It's not bad, but if you've got oily skin, I don't think this is going to meet your needs in terms of helping to really get off that oiliness, that sebum residue. But if you've got dry, sensitive, eczema prone and or rosacea prone skin, I really think this new Albolene cleanser is going to be helpful for those of you out there who have those issues and you're always seeking a cleanser that's not going to leave the skin feeling stripped or more prone to the symptoms of sensitivity like redness, burning, stinging, itch, irritation. But if you wear makeup and you just come in with this to your face, it's not going to take it off. It's just not. I mean, you're going to have to rub and rub and rub. You're going to have raccoon eyes from your eye makeup. It's just not going to cut it. You're going to need to use an oil-based cleansing balm or cleansing oil, or you could try their product, but again, it doesn't emulsify well. And then you come on over with this. This is like putting Vaseline on your face. This is like putting a lotion on your face. Unlike the hydrating cleansing balm, this does have pegs which help with emulsification. So it's a bit better than the cleansing balm, but not really much in the way of lather there at all. Last but not least, I'm pretty excited for this product. You guys know I'm not a fan of Micellar water. I've never found them particularly effective. But one product in that family of micellar water, cleansing waters that I discovered a few years ago and really like is the Avène Tolerance Control Extremely Gentle Cleansing Lotion. And it does a good job actually removing like eye makeup. You spread it on the skin and then you can just wipe it off with a towel, and then you can go about and do your gentle cleanse afterwards. It works really well. The Avène product is not inexpensive. It's $25 for 6.7 ounces. Now this new hydrating micellar milk from Albolene performs, feels, looks very similar to that Avène product, but is $11.25 for 10 ounces, which is a pretty good value. So if you're like me, you love that Avène product, but you're looking to save some coin, definitely give this a try. It works well for, especially around the eyes. Just take a little bit in the hands and massage it in there, and it'll break up all of that eye makeup. And then when you get in the shower and you wash your face, it'll all come off without you having to rub and scrub a lot. This is also a good thing if you wear water-resistant sunscreen while you're outdoors camping and you don't have access to water. You could use this and then just come in with a towel and wipe it all off. That would be fine for the interim of camping where you don't have access to running water. It's a good option if you have eczema-prone skin, very dry skin, rosacea. It just works well. Honestly, of all of their products, I would say this works really well for makeup removal purposes, and it does have emulsifiers in it. So it's something that, while it doesn't leave the skin feeling stripped, dry, irritated, or more prone to the symptoms of sensitivity, it also doesn't leave that kind of oily residue behind on the skin, which can be beneficial for those with a very dry skin type, but for everyone else, you know, it can be off-putting. This doesn't do that. It rinses off in total without leaving any kind of residue behind on the skin. Cyclopentasiloxane and dodecaine. These are silicones which help give the skin slip. Overall, this really can help cut down on any dryness and irritation. So this honestly is my favorite new product from Albolene. Highly recommend checking out, especially if you're somebody who has enjoyed the Avène Extremely Gentle cleansing lotion that I recommend and have recommended in numerous videos, but you're looking to save some money. Try the new Albolene one. Works just as well. All right, y'all, those are the new products from Albolene. Again, if you are wondering about the new cleansing balm, I say skip it. You're not gonna get anything different from the original. The addition of jojoba seed oil, shea butter, and corn oil to the new product doesn't really change things up that much in terms of performance. If you love the original one, keep saving money and continue with that. If you hate the original one, don't bother testing this out. You're not gonna like it for the same reasons you don't like the original one. Face wash is a great option for those who have eczema or sensitive skin, or are dealing with contact dermatitis but need to cleanse the skin. Great option, very mild, very gentle, but not particularly useful for removing makeup or even water-resistant sunscreen. You may find that a film is still left behind on the skin. The Micellar Milk Face Cleanser, like I said, that's my top pick of these new products. I think it does a great job. It's got emulsifiers in there, so it doesn't leave that oily residue, but it's gentle enough for dry and sensitive skin. And it's a great, more affordable alternative to the Avène product, which I also love. Let me know in the comments though, if you are a fan of Albolene. Have you tried these new products? Did you even know they existed? I hope you all enjoyed this video. Now on the end slate, I'm going to put my more recent review of the new products from Aveeno's Calm and Restore line. So check those out if you missed it, especially great options for those of you who have dry or sensitive or eczema prone skin. But if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.